Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyidina wa Nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, when we are here, we are nice Muslim brothers, we are nice Muslim sisters. What you need to understand is that sometimes we're trying to, we get really, we really like the things that we've been blessed with. But sometimes, the Prophet ﷺ has told us that there is something called the evil eye. Okay. Now, according to a hadith of Bukhari, there is a clear thing here where the Prophet ﷺ says, Al-aynu haqqun, which means there is something of the evil eye. Now, what I want to do here is that I want to talk to you about the evil eye and also how to make sure that the evil eye doesn't make things difficult for you or doesn't affect you. So for this, the first thing you need to understand is that when people look at something and they're wowed by it, they're amazed by it, what happens here is that they are amazed by something on this earth, something which is most likely temporary, something which will never last forever, and something which in itself, like if it's a human being and their excellence or their skill, something within itself doesn't really have any real power. The real power is Allah Azza wa Jal. So what we're supposed to do is, like we look at this person and we see that they've got the skill, or we see that your house, for example, is really nice. You're supposed to look at it and remember Allah at the same time. So that what happens is you recognize that Allah is behind this beautiful thing or lovely thing that impresses you or makes you feel wonderful about it. So what do we say? Now, according to the Quran, you've got a phrase in Surah Kahf that says, Ma sha Allah. So, Ma sha Allah, la quwwata illa billah. So, Ma sha Allah, la quwwata illa billah. Which means, whatever Allah has willed is in front of me. And la quwwata illa billah, nobody has the strength or the power to do anything amazing like this except for Allah. So what you have done is that you've recognized Allah Azza wa Jal when you've seen this wonderful thing. Now, if, for example, you don't say something or you forgot to say something, then what the process behind it is that Allah wants to sometimes remind us who is the real one in power. So then what happens is, if you are amazed by someone or their skill or something else and you're saying that, you just look at it and you wow, this and so on, and you're not saying any other phrase, you're not remembering Allah Azza wa Jal, then what could happen is that Allah Azza wa Jal wants to show you that who is the one really in power and who is the one that has given this wonderful thing. So He might put a defect in there just to remind you or just to show. And some scholars have even said that there is a kind of a way that Allah Azza wa Jal does not like people looking at things and being impressed by things when they really should be impressed by His wonderful nature. So there is a kind of what we call a ghaira. A ghaira is when you kind of feel that, why is it that people are not really recognizing the true power of what is there. So anyway, if you want to abbreviate it, you can say just Masha Allah. That's fine. That's an abbreviation, and that's fine. Many scholars have said that is also fine. But there's also one in the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, which is that you say Barakallahu feek. So Barakallahu feek. Now, Baraka means may He bless, and may Allah bless, and feek is may Allah give you blessing, which means that may Allah Azza wa Jal bless you in this thing. Again, both of these phrases, Ma sha Allahu la quwwata illa billah, or Barakallahu feek, these have been taught to us so that the evil eye does not affect anything. So if you make that, inshallah, it's a dua for the person, and also at the same time you're trying to ask Allah, bless this thing, bless it, let it be something which prolongs this thing and it has barakah. Now if somebody says to you Barakallahu feek, then you should reply according to the sunnah, wa feeka barakallah, may Allah also bless you. Now this is how we Muslims are, where we want our things, our items to be blessed. Now I can't stand when Muslims come around and they kind of come to a place and they see something, and what happens is that they get jealous, or they look at it and that kind of feeling inside them, okay, yeah, they've got new sofas, they've got this, they've got that, and what's really ticking inside them is, oh, I don't want them to have this, oh, I wish I had that for myself. That is a very sad thing for people, for like Muslims to have this inside them. So what we need to, there's a whole way of dealing with the evil eye on the one hand, and the other thing is that why we say this to others is to try and remove that jealousy, to try and remove that feeling inside about us not feeling content with what we have. So we want other Muslims or other people who've got what they've got to have that for a long time. So we say, Barakallahu feek, may Allah bless you with that, so that we also feel like, what, Allah has willed this, or MashaAllah, Allah has willed this, and I want the same thing as well, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.